come on, Sandwich.
Heavy.
Figure it out. Welcome to the Inner Grove, where we have been breaking down the alpha, the strategy, the theory crafting for the community since the launch of DeFi Kingdoms. Guys, tonight we have two guests. Corey, yet once again, joining us, and Mr. Bolon himself. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello.
Nice to have you guys jump on the stream with us.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. Bolon, especially, I'm sure you've got a lot going on. Especially with Duels release. Let's go.
Yes.
So actually, while we're on that topic, I wanted to just hit and highlight for everyone a couple of really quick changes that I feel like are pretty fundamental changes. So keep in mind, if you are playing Duels, people, there was a delay. So last season, if you transferred a hero, it was like a 2-week delay.
2-week delay.
Right? And so now it's if you do one duel on a wallet, it's essentially cannot do duels on any other wallets. Bolon, do you know, like, could you bridge it from, like, as long as it stays on the same wallet, can you go Crystal Vale to Clayton?
I believe that is the case. Yes, I actually was going to ask that and confirm that before duels drop on Sarandale, but I'm 90% sure it's looking at OX. So if it's bridged, it's the same OX. It shouldn't be any issue.
But I thought they did say something because they don't want people to like constantly be transferring heroes over to dominate on both sides. I thought there was some delay though. If you did transfer it over, or no?
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Okay.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
I
thought I remember hearing that somewhere, but I can't remember.
I don't think you could run. Well, you wouldn't be able to run duels on both chains at the same time
with the same heroes. Yeah.
Right, with the same heroes.
Yeah.
But you should be able to run one.
They wouldn't
bridge them and
bridge it over and do it. Okay.
Doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but I guess you could.
Yeah.
So, and sorry guys, I don't have my camera on. I like caught a cold or something today, and it hit me so hard so fast. So to spare you all, I look seriously like a train hit me, but the show must go on. So a couple of other really quick highlights. So be super careful about making sure your hero is in the right wallet that you want to be running duels with. Especially, I know there's people out there with hundreds of heroes. Like, there's no multi-walleting in the sense that, like, you can hop around. So you can multi-wallet, but the wallet you start with, it's locked in that wallet. I mean, not locked. You can transfer it, but it just can't do duels on other wallets.
As of like right now, that's the case, right?
I think as soon as you initiate a duel, it's done.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we're okay until we start dueling.
Yeah. You can move heroes around. You can buy and sell until that hero specifically runs a duel. You can do whatever you want, but it's tied to that hero ID.
Yeah. Okay.
Another really big change. There's now a class and subclass bonus. So there was previously a background bonus, and then your element, if your element beat the other person's element. So those were the currently existing, and now there's a bonus if your class or subclass has essentially meets the. Let me actually just share my screen real quick so people can see that. It's pretty cool. It's gonna, I think, introduce a lot more strategy, because you'll have to. I'll get into the next item too, but
it's just another element to the.
So, like, right here, you see current character bonus classes, and then they have group 1 and group 2. It's essentially like it phases out. So, like, group 1 will roll out in 6 hours. Group 2 becomes group 1 and then a new group. So you've just kind of got this rolling cast of classes that cycles in and out throughout the day, and that gives you a 25% bonus. So to whatever stat. If you sorry, what was that?
Primary class gets 25%, and second subclass gets 12.5.
That's right. Yep. Okay, let's see. The other big change is there's now a limit on the number of duels you can run with a hero per type. So I think it's Bolon, is it 10 for solos? Like a single hero can only run solos 10 times during a day.
Wow. I believe it ended up being 10, 30, 90, if I remember correctly, is what we landed on. I mean, I'll double check that right now, but I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from what I can tell.
I mean, there were people
1039.
hundreds every day.
So what is the? I guess
Yeah.
the now
There
people will
were
have to swap
wallets.
their heroes out, right?
There were wallets running hundreds a day. I don't know if there
Yeah,
were running hundreds
yeah,
a
that's
day.
true. That is true.
But yes, that again is per hero, not per wallet. So you can keep running duels past that. Yeah, 103090. You can keep running duels past that. You just have to rotate out your squad,
Roger.
assuming you're using a squad or a war or a solo.
So you could do 10 solos, you could do 30 squad, and 90 with the same hero, 90 war. Let's see. I think those are the big ones, and then I think there's a change in the matchmaking because I think it was starting to morph a little bit at the end of season 1, but it was like you could have a mythic level 1 hero that was summoned with a stone, and you would rip through duels all the way to like 30,000 XP because you would continuously just match against other level 1s. So I think this is just what I kind of noted. It seemed like there was a super heavy weight towards the level of the hero rather than the rank of the hero. And it sounds like that's gonna be a little bit more of a sliding scale.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So sorry, Corey, can't run your stupid little
Oh man, dude, I had my level
Greater
ones
Stone,
going.
Greater Stone Sage all the way to rank 10 or whatever you got. Okay, so that's duels. Bolon, we're super happy to have you on. I think we talked about having you on before, and like I can't believe it's been a year and 4 months before we actually did get you on.
Me neither. When you
So-
asked, I haven't. How have I not? Yes, let's
I
go.
don't know.
Bolon's a hot item, man. Everybody wants him on.
Bolonish, man. So I know you and I, and actually I know Corey. So Corey and Baby Punch and I, we know each other in IRL. We're all huge Dew fans, and I know you're a Dew fan. What's your favorite Mountain Dew flavor?
Favorite is hard. I would say
It's not hard. There is one choice. You better get it right.
I can easily do a top 3 of Baja Blast, Code Red, and Original. The caveat where, like, I feel like the answer is Baja Blast, but the caveat to that answer is Baja Blast out of a can is disappointing, and Baja Blast out of a bottle still is not as good as Baja Blast out of a fountain. So,
and by that you mean from Taco Bell.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
So Taco Bell Baja Blast is probably the best flavor, but as
something
soon
about
as you
it.
buy it from the store, you have
It
a
is
drop
good.
off.
It
But
is
Code
good.
Red is definitely up there. I mean, chat's talking about Voltage. Voltage is the original. I'm pulling an all nighter.
I love Voltage.
Voltage, it's got a place.
There's nothing for me. There's nothing better than the original Mountain Dew, but it has to be out of the can. Out of the can, for some reason, just hits different.
Bottles
It's
are by far the worst.
It's way
sure.
better out of the can.
So, quick pro tip: if you have just like you want to go hit up Taco Bell and you've got $50 of like USDC or USDT, this is not a paid ad. Bitrefill.com. You can just load up a Taco Bell gift card, get it in like 10 seconds, and boom, like you're Gucci.
That's cool. I did not know.
That definitely felt like a plug.
It did. It did. I assume you got.
I wish I was getting paid for that.
Never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. No, I am. If you have 51 USDC, you can buy a single Baja Blast from Taco Bell.
I don't even know if you'd be able to buy it with that 50.
I don't know. You'd have to have a boatload of one USD.
Here's the funny thing: we have a friend in our friend group. He's been a little checked out from DeFi Kingdoms. It's been 5 months. He gets on. He's like, "Hey, I don't want to off ramp my 1 USDC. I have 321 USDC. Would anybody just want to like Venmo me and Venmo me $320 and I'll give you the 1 USDC. And I was like, I'll Venmo you $3.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
He was like, wait, what do you mean? And he had no idea about the DPEG.
You better have 30,001 USDC if you want 300.
Yeah, he was so off.
That honestly, like, that's one of the worst parts right now about when somebody like hops in Discord and is like, "Oh, I'm coming back to DFK for the first time in 6 months." I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yikes.
Yeah, they're like, so where are my gardens at? In Harmony.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happened to Sarandale?
it's like, well,
Yeah.
now I have
Oh,
to give
gosh.
you so much bad news.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think there could have been a worse cascade of events. Like just
Oh.
one thing after the other in a bear market. It was just wrecking ball.
I
Unfortunate.
So,
yeah,
Bolon,
I struggle with that one.
I was curious, what is? So you joined the team in was it October of
Mhm.
2021?
Mhm.
So, I mean, this is your full-time gig, right? This is
This is it.
what does? Yeah, what is? What do like? Because I feel like other than my friends here, like IRL friends here, or just people in crypto Twitter and whatnot, like my family is just like crypto. What is that? My brother was like, "What is a Bitcoin?" And it's just so like when you tell like what does your family think? Are they like, "Yeah, we have no idea. He's just playing with magic money, like internet money. We don't know what it is, but he loves it." Like,
To an extent, generally speaking, if anybody outside of my like immediate family asks, I just don't tell them.
Unemployed.
What do you do? I don't know what I do.
No, I just tell them that I do like community management, and they're like, okay. Like it
What is-
sounds lame enough that they just don't ask follow up questions. And I just don't tell them like, no, it's like a crypto project with 80,000 people in a Discord and like 120,000 Twitter followers, and like I just don't go into any of that. It's much easier, but so I was lucky enough that actually at the same time I started, so did my brother. My brother was literally can't even. He stepped away from the project a few months ago. Not really related to DFK, just wanted to go do something different. So that kind of eased it a little bit because, like, not only could I, talk to him about it, but then we could both try to explain it to our parents. And that it definitely took a little bit, but and actually, my dad plays. He
let's
bought
go,
some,
dude.
and I think I gave him a hero, and my brother might have given him a hero too. I don't remember, but
Okay.
he was like, "Yeah, I bought this jewel, and like now what?" like after I had sent him, a dissertation on how to set up a MetaMask and all that. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like,
Nice,
I
man.
did it, I was terrified. Like I was like, all my money's just gonna be gone. I don't really know. Like I feel like what's happening. And that was before I
Yeah.
even like made it to DFK. That was just MetaMask. And I felt like MetaMask was actually the ultimate rug. Like, yeah, just send your money here.
Yeah, seriously.
Can we
But,
agree getting someone not in the crypto space into the crypto space is a nightmare? Like
Oh,
you've got to set up a centralized exchange. Just plan a month of your life trying to get that set up and your bank account linked and funds transferred. And then there's this MetaMask thing and seed
and then
phrases and you gotta keep
addresses.
those.
and
The
you
worst
gotta-
was Harmony. You had to convert the OX. You had to go to the
God,
Explorer
yeah.
and convert the
Oh
OX to one.
God.
I'm glad that ended.
Ugh.
But yeah, no. So he started checking it out, and then bought some jewel, and so one of us sent him a hero, and he started playing, and then he hired a hero and summoned, and so he's actually ended up kind of getting into it a little bit.
Okay.
It's been really fun. Bolon Soron Senior.
Little do we know he's anonymous.
Yeah, I genuinely I can't think of his name. It's something dumb, which I know that'll narrow it down a lot. But he told me once, and I was just like, where did that? Never mind, I don't care.
Oh,
By the
I think-
way, real quick, back
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
duels. Just a moment. I did confirm there will be no block on bridging. Like once you fight a duel, you'll be able to bridge, and it'll just as long as it stays in the same OX, you're good.
Very nice.
All right, so Shock Velo, gonna see that guy wrecking the leaderboards on both
Yeah, he will.
Clayton and DFK chain.
Yeah, he will.
Man,
Probably.
you see these guys, it's like 9 level 20 guys. Like, do you understand how many stamp pots it takes to hit level 20? Like, that guy has single-handedly bought everyone's stamp pot supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is one thing that I'll be interested to see. Like, I know we say it a bunch, and I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing it. But duels is like ever evolving, and so each season we learn and we do some new stuff, and we check out how the next season goes. This is like a major overhaul, though. Like, there's so many things that have been tweaked. So I'm really curious to see how it plays out with the match limit. How much that domination is still able to be there. Like odds of him, winning most of his matches, pretty high. But with the tweaks to matchmaking, he should be getting paired into better matches, and then he's just not going to be able to fight. And I don't mean to pick on Shock specifically, because it's that there's a few up there that are always up there, but they just won't be able to do the quantity that they've done in the past unless they go and stamp out another 30 heroes, which, I mean, maybe they do. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, they'll get frustrated and they'll eventually do it.
Right. They'll be like, no, more.
Real quick on that, can you go over what changes for matchmaking that they did this season?
In a loose and general sense, yes, because I don't know the formulas to begin with.
Okay.
But the biggest thing, and Sandwich is sharing his screen now as well, so I think I'll get it right. But the biggest thing is in season 1, it was a pretty heavy weighting on hero power and less on rank. So you got a lot of people who would, like Sandwich said, you'd have a mythic level 1 and they just wouldn't level it, and they would just dominate because they were getting paired with other level 1s, even though their rank was 15,000 points and the other guy's was 300. Now it's going to be it's not a dead even split, but it's much closer in terms of rank and hero power. So if you have that mythic level 1 and you have 15,000 rank points, you're not going against other level 1 heroes. You're going against level 5 or 6 or whatever the case may be.
Oh, really?
And that's going to make a huge difference. A level 5 common should like hold up really well against like a level 1 mythic even.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
So that's going to be. I'm actually excited for that. I'm excited to see more. I guess some more weight towards, because I felt like last season almost felt like it didn't really matter if you had a super high level hero, like unless he's like best in slot, he's gonna get trounced.
Right. Yeah, and then with the bonuses as well. I mean, even if that with the new bonus setup, like if that level 1 mythic goes in, even against like a level 2 probably uncommon, and that one hits the bonus, it's probably going to beat the level 1 mythic. Like there's going to be a lot more opportunity there for weaker heroes who hit that bonus. I mean, 25% significant. Like that's those are big numbers when you get up there. So I'll be
that makes the game, like when you get high level heroes, the element, the background, like that's it. Like whoever has the winning element,
make or break.
Because it's like my archer has 53 dex, but it doesn't matter if I'm playing these Dread Knights, freaking Skiller 55. I hope you're listening. I hate your Dread Knight. I think I single-handedly fed you like 10,000 MMR from my archer last season. But because we were the only like level 16 heroes, so we just constantly kept playing each other. And unless I hit my background and it was dex, I lost. So
yeah, this should widen that out a little bit again. And then I'm also very I'm excited to see the changes that we made to the ghost teams as well. So they'll roll through a little quicker. And so like I know, we had some people that kind of got stuck losing to the same ghost team for like a day straight. And that won't happen anymore. We shortened the time for them to kick out. We changed up like the win-loss ratio for them to get kicked out. So we're a little bit more aggressive with clearing that queue now as well.
Very nice.
So, excuse me, guys. So I think everybody's super excited about this and this and this.
Yeah.
But so first, I know everything kind of functions by committees. Are you like, what's your involvement on that side? Are you on any committees related to the gameplay? Like, so if like we're sitting here rampantly speculating like a bunch of degens, are you also like able to rampantly speculate with us, or are you like, no, I gotta like recuse myself from this conversation?
No, I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, awesome.
I talk to the wisdom guys about fun stuff. I don't talk to the wisdom guys about productive stuff. Our game committee is Hubert, Magnus, and Second Best Dad, as well as 2 guys from Wisdom, which is Ian and I think Aiden is the other one, if I remember correctly. But so that's the game committee. But then obviously like Beetledude is pretty regularly involved just in the overall planning because he's going to have to tie it into our front end. But I am not at all. I just pester them to give me things to tweet and make plans to raid their Mall of America space.
Yes, we all want to do that.
Oh, it's definitely happening.
Yeah.
So I am more than happy to rampantly speculate with y'all. I love rampant speculation, but disclaimer, it is all rampant speculation. I have literally no idea. Please don't take anything I say seriously. Do not start strategizing around it because you will fail.
What you say is doctrine, Bolon, for a lot of people.
Thankfully, I'm not Hubert. So
that's true.
So, Baby Punch, Corey, did you guys listen to the AMA or did you read my write-up? Like, what are your initial thoughts on this? So I wanted to kind of get everyone's initial thoughts, and then I also want to talk about like logistically, how does this work? You're level 15. You're trying to allocate your points. How does it really work based on this chart? So let's get into that.
Yeah. So I didn't catch the AMA, but I did catch your summary. So those are always super on point. Combat has gotten me like reinvigorated. Like I'm really excited for it. It's really good to see that they didn't take a superficial approach to combat. It's like super in depth and detailed. I mean, what did they say there were? So every passive ability is unique. 85 skill points. Is that what I saw?
So you get one skill point per level. You'll have 100 skill points.
So you'll have 100 skill points.
85 of which
for the main class, right?
Allocated to main class skills, and a maximum of 15, which can be allocated.
Now that's at level 100. But what if you're level 15? Yeah. What if you're level 10?
I think you have to be the way. So Workhorse, he posted in Discord. Somebody was asking that, like, hey, can I just throw all my skills into my subclass? For example, if I have a priest dragoon, can I just throw everything? And it made it sound like you can only tier up dragoon skills as high of tiers you have for priest skills.
Your main class. Yeah.
So I actually didn't even see that answer from Workhorse, which of course Sandwich did. He's Sandwich. I swear he just somehow like osmosis catalogs all information. But
I can confirm that.
The way that I'm imagining it is very similar to like a World of Warcraft or a Skyrim kind of skill tree, where the subclass stuff becomes available as you unlock the primary class. So you would have to, hit whatever bracket of primary class before the subclass comes available. Again, I don't know that for sure, but that's how I've been envisioning it.
So if we look at this, it's like probably these mushrooms are like tier 1 and then tier 2. Like, so you couldn't until you leveled up the mushroom, at least one of the mushrooms, you probably wouldn't be able to do your tier 1 of your subclass.
I wouldn't think so. That's what probably. It sounds like to me. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then this was my understanding, or actually, Corey, do you want to like share your thoughts? Like, what was your initial reaction when Workhorse and Bolon and Hubert went over all this.
Yeah, and my initial thought, even before that they did the AMA, I was like, man, skill trees are can be very basic or very complex. Like we played Diablo 2, and that's always a fun game, and I kind of like how they do the skill trees, and some of it can be pretty complex, and I like the complexity because it just adds way more dimensions to the game, and it's not just like everybody has the same meta. There's with a complex system, there's many different metas, and I really like that, and I'm really glad to see that that's how this game is set up and how Workhorse is setting it up that way. And so it's really nice to know that there's so many different ways that people can build a team there's probably no like best 10 ways, right? Because there's probably like 50 ways that they all could be competing very similarly, and so that's awesome to see that there's the complexity of it, and people are going to go deep into this, right? People are just going to like study the heck out of these abilities and teams and metas, and it's just going to be really interesting and fun to see how many different ways people can build teams together, and I really like that aspect of what they're doing.
I have a theory on that though, like the meta. So
Okay.
my theory is, just like in Diablo, just like in most games, the deeper you can go in a certain direction is usually you're going to be stronger. But there's caveats. So if we're talking like Diablo 2, for example, there's like Blizzard and Ice mages who can just shred most of the game. But then when you get to Act 5 and everything is immune to cold, you are literally a walking creep in that act. You can't do nothing. So I would suspect that it is really beneficial to be hyper focused in a certain like path of the skill tree, to focus in on, whether it's the bear skins or whatever you're kind of focusing in direction. I would assume like those are going to be really, really strong in comparison to if you just kind of like pick and choose a whole bunch of skills and kind of mesh them together. I would think the focus will be stronger in most situations, but I imagine you'll probably encounter situations, PvE scenarios, where you are just gimped, handicapped because you've pigeonholed yourself so deep in one.
Ironically, my money for the like first most broken thing that just immediately has to be balanced is some random combination of conglomeration of skills that no one ever would have thought to look at together.
Yeah.
And they're just like the stupidest.
I hope so. I hope it is like that way, where it's.
So I feel like, when you're looking at them and you're, and obviously I'm not the one designing them, thankfully, but when you're looking at them and you're designing, you follow the trees and you're like, okay, those are about right. And then, you do some crossover and you try to make sure that it all makes sense. But then somebody's just going to find that perfect combination across trees that makes no logical sense, that looks like they picked it random. They don't tie in together, but because no one ever would have thought to do it, it's stupid powerful.
Exactly.
Well, it reminds me of I play a game called Ability Arena in Dota 2, and it's essentially an auto battler where you get any of the heroes from Dota, but then you can it's like a ability draft where you can essentially buy, instead of buying like an auto battler where you buy heroes, you just buy skills from like the entire hero pool. And then what ends up happening is people come up with some of the craziest, like absolutely broken bonker like combinations between the skills. And I'm sure we'll see some of that too. As we see, like, for example, this is just the Berserker tree. Like, I'm sure there'll be all sorts of synergies with other trees.
Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, it's a brand new game. Like, something's going to be OP broken, and then it's going to get balanced. And then, something else is going to come out and something else is going to be OP. I look at, and I know I talk about it a lot, but I am a big Riot fanboy. But, League gets balanced like once a month.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just a never ending, oh crap. Well, and that's even, we're just talking skills. That's before, equipment and like all of these other factors come in as well. Something's going to be unbalanced that no one's going to find until that one person just happens upon it. It's how video games go.
You
But
can
I
you
think
can s-
that's healthy though for a game. I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's healthy to have like really strong directions and
Mhm.
abilities and like be able to create. That's how you create metas,
Right.
and then you go back and you just wipe out that meta and let people figure out a whole new meta.
Yep.
you,
Absolutely.
you do want to get it balanced though, because that's like you don't want everybody to just stick with one meta though. That's the
Right.
thing. Like you
And
want
you don't want
some
too
form
much
of balance. Yeah.
Well, that
Because then it boils down to like what Workhorse is saying is like your skill
Mhm.
in playing the game. Like that I think he wants that to be a huge aspect. And I agree, like that should be a really good aspect of the game, is just your skill in doing the game, instead of just like having the strongest abilities, because those will just win
Mhm.
every time. Your ability to play the game actually has to play a factor in whether you win or not.
That's one of the most bullish statements, in my opinion, that I've heard is Workhorse talking about, oh, what's better, this skill or this skill?
It
Depends on
depends.
who's playing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
depends on if you use it well. Like that
yeah.
to me means a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Fight Club. I've really been enjoying Fight Club
Mhm.
because there's like actually a really deep strategy involved there and a lot of mind games and game theory. So I'm super excited for this. So quick question.
By the way, Workhorse is in the chat, so shout out to that guy.
Oh, we're cowards. Let's go, man.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Follow.
yeah, yeah.
Oh crap, I'm gonna get in trouble.
We have to be careful what we say now, huh?
Yeah,
Or
I
you
gotta go.
do. Sorry,
So-
Should have brought him on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
You want to get on? I
Get
asked
him
him. He
up
said he had to
here.
talk to his PR team, so he may not have that clearance yet.
That's because he went on a stream with me yesterday and got in trouble. Nah, I don't actually know if he did, but I just assume the worst of when people come on.
So when we look at this, it's like I understand that it's not going to be like a Diablo 2 where like I can keep leveling up the wolf mushroom, right? It's just like you do the wolf mushroom, or is that how you guys understood it? Like I could just keep dropping points into the wolf mushroom and make it stronger and stronger and stronger.
Like the mushroom itself.
Yeah, like so the skill, the Jofur mushroom, the boar one, like it costs one skill point. Does that mean it's just like you do it one time and like you now have that skill, or can that skill continue to be leveled up?
That's
It,
what I don't know. That
it didn't
I was wondering
sound
that
like that was
too.
the case, and instead it's like you would allocate.
Like you only have 1 point per skill that you can allocate. Or
Yeah, like you don't level up Blood
Whatever they're
Rage 10
doing.
times. That's at least that's how
yeah,
I understood it. But these plus ones,
I
he
don't
did say in
know.
Discord. So like Bearskin, all the plus ones are modifications of a prior one. So Bearskin is a 2 cost skill point, and Bearskin Plus is 10 plus. And he said if you've leveled up Bearskin, which is 2, it would only cost 8 to level up Bearskin Plus. Or like Blood Rage is 5. So to get Blood Rage Plus, it would be 5 skills. If
Yeah,
and then it replaces Blood Rage Plus would
Mhm.
replace Blood Rage. That's what I read in Discord at least yesterday.
That's how I understood it as well. And same thing with your point about the about like the skill costs. And again, no idea. So just speculating with y'all. But that's how I understood it was, that Workhorse said accurate. So you're right.
So
Nice.
essentially, you're going to have 2 of each of these then, right? By the time you hit to 10, you're going to have 2
It-
in each of these levels.
It depends on how you
What do you
level
mean?
up, but
So like if you're level 10 and you get Blood Rage, that's 5 skill points. You only have 5 more to allocate. If you then did Wild Frenzy, that's 4, and you only have 1 skill point left.
Oh, got it. So that's the number of. Okay, yeah, that's the skill points, not the level at which you can
Right.
get those.
Which you
Got it.
wouldn't even be able to start with those two necessarily. So like
Okay.
because at level 1 you would take one of the one cost ones. At level 3 you would take a 2 cost. Level 6 a 3 cost. Level 10 a 4 cost.
Got it.
and then
Okay.
that kind of keeps growing. With
So if you're going for like a 10 plus skill point, you're not getting that until like level like 15 or something, like,
I believe that's
Yeah.
or
roughly correct. Yeah, maybe
or
actually
higher,
might be higher than
or
that.
maybe even higher. Yeah. Okay.
Because
Interesting.
you would be level 15 by the time you could get a 5 cost one. So you're probably talking about 22 or 23. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at all of the plus ones, so I guess it depends on, because like it looks like the plus ones, the highest cost of that is a 3. So you're talking about a 7 cost. So 22, I think, would be the lowest level you could get one at.
Oh wow.
Stuff under my desk.
So, okay, point of clarification here. So, do you have to have the prior, say, to get a level 5 Blood Rage? Do you have to have the 4 cost Wild Frenzy?
No, I don't think so. I think that was he
So
made
you
it pretty
could.
clear you could jump across combos.
Okay, so
But
you could
I suspect
technically
that you'll get a
a
lot of
5
synergies.
sooner
Well,
then.
I think you would have to have a 4 cost.
A level 4 cost,
In
but
that
not
trade.
necessarily the boar one.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Oh, I see.
got it.
I would assume you would have to have a 4 cost before you could buy a 5
So
cost.
you have to. Okay, so you have
But
to have
it
a
do-
skill point in every kind of
like
category, and before
category,
you can
yeah.
advance on.
Yeah.
That's my thought, yeah.
Well, that would align with
Interesting.
that what he was saying about tiers as well. Like for the subclass, like you can't level up a tier of the subclass that you haven't even tiered in your main class.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, so my thoughts on this is super awesome, super bullish. I love how well thought out it is. I'm not spending a ton of time like theory crafting with this because
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's going to depend on the other classes because one guy's not going to be acting in a vacuum. There's probably going to be some really cool combinations with others, and he also said like this is pre-alpha. So, but the one thing that's like on your heroes right now and it like can't be changed, like it's born with them, is these passive and active traits. So I know like a lot of people have gone through and he gave a few hints. I was curious to see what you guys think some of these might be. So here on the passives. So duelist, he said once it goes down to like 1v1, you get a bonus. Clutch. Anybody have any? We'll just like round robin it here.
Clutch.
Clutch.
My guess is you get low
Clutch
HP
him.
and you get like either increased crit chance or a little bit higher damage. It's like it's going to be something with like you're on
Yeah.
that cusp of like losing, right? Because it's clutch. It's really like it's an intense moment and you clutch it.
I'm thinking it's either that hero close to dying or one of their teammates close to dying. And when like one of their teammates comes close to dying and they like buff that teammate. I think it could be either one.
Yeah.
Foresight. I was thinking like this would be like an evasion because you're kind of seeing ahead of time. Like
Like that idea.
Some sort of see an ability. I don't know. So question for you: are passive abilities and active abilities hidden from like, or do you know your opponent's?
Yeah, I
passive
was
and
wondering
active?
that too.
well, I mean it's all if you can find their hero ID, you'll know what it is. But are you
Yeah,
saying like is it on the UI? I don't know.
yeah.
But I
Well,
mean, like,
how would you know the hero ID? I mean, in
yeah.
combat, does it say what the hero ID is?
Well, we don't know, but I don't. Yeah, I would guess no. Like I'm. It would be nice if these abilities were hidden from each team because then you don't know. Like you don't know if your team has a second life or something because
Yeah.
Well,
you just
what's interesting about it too, though, is I mean, really, it would almost be disadvantage to hide them. And now we're even farther into territory that I know nothing about because now we're talking about UI. But the thing is, like, if somebody like Samich, who is incredibly intelligent, he can find that information because it's on the blockchain. Like what heroes got committed to combat would be on chain. So if there's any indication of who your opponent is, whether it's an OX or an in-game name or whatever, it could be backtracked to find that information. Now, granted, it would
Okay,
take work
true.
and somebody would have to do it. But
Um,
one thing that I generally feel pretty confident in counting on is if somebody can do it, they will.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be cool if they were hidden, but I wouldn't want
There
them
is
to
a
be
company out there that does it.
that does what?
Hides that type of information.
Oh, oh crap!
Fedora.
What are they called? Secret, I think.
There's
Who
several. I
who
think.
is it,
Are you
Sandwich?
talking about Fedora?
Yeah, Fedora.
Yeah,
They
they're
do that
like
type of
privacy
stuff.
layer.
Privacy
Oh.
layer that hides that type of information, so you can't see it on the chain. You can't like look and see.
Yeah, yeah. They
That's-
gave an example of like poker, like on-chain poker, so you couldn't see like what your opponents had.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's definitely benefits to it, but it also kind of defeats part of the purpose of the blockchain. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would be
But
a disservice to the community if it wasn't available, because then only the smartest people or the people who have
Right.
scripts that can pull that for them will benefit from it.
and that's what I wouldn't want is if
That's
if
true.
there's a way for
Yeah.
some to get it, I would rather everyone has it.
Needs
If we're
Right.
confident people can't get it, great. That's a different story.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, maybe I'm missing something and there is. Maybe the transaction is obscured. I don't know.
And maybe there's a way to hide it. Yeah.
You know, if
Mm.
there is a way to block it, then that's a different story. But
Yeah.
if some are able to get it, then I'd rather just give it to everyone.
Needs to
Yeah,
either be incognito
agree.
for everyone or super accessible and easy for
available.
everyone.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me just spurt out like what I'm thinking here. So headstrong, I'm guessing that's some sort of like resistance to being dazed or confused. I think dazed was a skill. Clear vision, I'm guessing some sort of
Blind.
increased
Blind
accuracy,
mechanic. Yeah.
or resistance to blind.
Resistance to
Fearless, I have no idea. Chatterbox, you already said. Stalwart, my guess is some sort of a defensive. Probably just some sort of.
Buff to your defense.
Yeah, maybe it's a buff to defense. I wonder if some of these are like trigger passives versus like you just enter with 5% extra defense. But I mean, these are here. People can like speculate and be like, I want to get somebody with double stalwart on a knight. It's total speculation, but that's, we can't do much with this. I feel like the tree, but for the total degens out there, all of these skill or traits are already associated with the character. Be careful, obviously, with the tainted genes, but
Please pay attention.
somebody, I guarantee, Bolon, you're gonna get some super salty person that buys for like 1,000 more than they should, a transcendent skilled hero.
That's
only to find
already
out
happened.
that it's
I was gonna say, you mean another one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean another one, even with it being like on the card now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You'll get new people come in that probably have no idea and probably fall victim to that.
So, Bolon, quick question on the passives. I read in the summary that they trigger once. Does that mean, like, for example, like if you have some bonus armor, is it just going to trigger once during combat, or does it trigger once at the beginning of combat and stays with you for the entire battle? Do you know on that?
Nope. No, I don't.
And with the passives, stay with you through the entire.
I feel like
combat?
it probably depends on the passive though, because something like let's say Sandwich is right about clutch. That I think clutch would be more of a one-time use.
That's true. Same with duelist.
Right. Whereas maybe stalwart is throughout, or leadership is throughout. That I don't know. It could depend on the ability, or they might just have like set triggers for when it comes in. One thing too that could be interesting is maybe some of them have a trigger, but once it's triggered, it stays the rest of combat.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Just in the interest of time, let's just go down to these elite and transcendent. So, Giant Slayer, any guesses?
Big old frickin' sword.
My guess is percentage of HP as damage.
Giant Slayer.
Like
I think
yeah.
or like a damage buff if
That's a
the-
passive. Yeah, I could just see it like a massive damage buff or something.
But see, I think it'll be a damage buff if the opponent has like so
Is a
much more
soul
health than
loop.
you, or something like that,
Yeah.
or strength, or
Last
Yeah.
Stand. I bet this is so. Anybody that has played Diablo 3, every single character had like an Oshiz skill, which is as soon as you take fatal damage or lethal damage, or what do you want to call it, you go immune for 2 seconds to essentially get out of there, and you come back with like 15% HP. I bet either that. Or sorry, no, sorry. I bet that's Second Life. I bet that's what
So-
that passive Second Life is. Last
So
Stand.
that could give you like one extra ability or one extra turn.
Maybe one extra
like
turn?
after
Yeah.
you die, like you receive a fatal blow, then
I could see Last Stand being if he's the last man left, then he just gets like crazy buffs.
Yeah,
that's kind of
like,
what Duelist
not
is
if he's
though.
just Duelist, but
Yeah.
Duelist has to be 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Last Stand has to be pretty epic, though. I mean, it's
Oh,
it's an elite ability. you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that reminds me of another. So like, I think that there's been drastic disparity in people's understanding of how important these will be. For me personally, I have given like zero heed to Advanced, Elite, and Transcendent. I'm just like, nah, dude, I'm going for classes. I'm going for rarities. I am not focusing on that. Some people focus exclusively on that. Like, I know the Mythic Squad guys they're all about the Advanced and Elite traits. So based off of what Workhorse said yesterday, because they asked a very specific question, they're like, hey, my guy has what was it? It was like a very specific example. If
And-
somebody with a Transcendent, would that
and
be better than the Mythic?
Archer. Mm-hmm. I saw the question. I kind of wrote it down, but it was like an Archer with a Transcendent versus a Dread Knight with 2 elite abilities. Which one would win in a battle?
So that was actually a different question. The one from Mythic Squad: Archer with a Transcendent active 1 and Basic active 2, or Elite active 1, Elite active 2. So basically, like, is Transcendent so good that it's worth having a worse secondary?
Oh, I see that. Okay.
So Corey and I were
dude.
talking about this. I think the vibe I got from Workhorse was they don't want to have any skill that's so broken that it doesn't matter. If you've got the money to pay for it, you're going to win. So I don't think it's going to be as strong as some people think it is. But Corey makes a good point. It's like these are just as hard to get as Dread Knights. So
Yeah.
it should carry some weight. So I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts?
I think they should be like not broken, but like you should have a big advantage if you've got a Transcendent ability.
Yeah. Because it's like how hard is it to get a Dread Knight? I mean, that's the hardest thing to get in the game. Well, a Transcendent is just as hard. It's like, should it carry the same weight as a Dread Knight would? The chance to get a Dread Knight. I mean, that's what I think. I just feel like the Transcendent should carry that much weight versus other abilities. But
I think it's all. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I definitely think they'll be impactful. Like I don't see any way that they aren't, but I do. I mentioned it before, but that's where I take a lot of comfort in Workhorse talking about. It depends on how you play it. Where maybe that elite gene is significant. It is relevant. But if you can get out strategized by somebody with basic genes.
yeah.
I suspect that it will come down more to like combos that you can synergies between skills and skill trees. So passive and active traits with skill trees of that specific hero and the hero's teammates, but versus like, you have Transcendent 1, you will always like you just have a huge hand up on everybody. It's like I think like maybe in general, but like I could definitely see a situation where it's like, no man, 2 iron skins on a knight or 2 critical aims on an archer is just OP. So yeah, I don't know. I'm super stoked. I haven't like bought anything based off of this yet, but I was like on DFK Analytics last night, like searching like I feel like there's always this trend in games where like when you can double up on something, it can sometimes be like really overpowered. So I was looking for like double iron skins or on the passive side, like who was it? Somebody posted a mythic paladin with double leadership, or was it double
Oof.
intimidation? But pretty cool.
Yeah. I could see that being really strong. Just the compounding effect.
Mhm.
Plus, you said you get to cast it twice.
Yeah, because it would be one for each instance of the ability.
So hold on then. That makes me think. Would they have a compounding effect? Or would your only advantage to having like double leadership be that you could cast leadership twice?
Well, it's a passive, so I think it depends entirely on what that is. Like maybe leadership is everyone gets +2 speed. I don't know. And then
Yeah,
you would
they
just have
said-
that twice.
Yeah.
You would just have that 2x stack of that. Yeah,
I was listening to Bogside chats, and they were saying the active abilities takes a turn.
I think that's what Workhorse said. So that's one thing to consider too. Is like let's
'Cause-
say you have got a Dragoon or Sage or Elite class. It's like, do you want to focus much on these active skills when I don't know. Maybe it comes down to a thing where it's like you've only got 10 turns, and are you going to spend one of them to cast one of your actives versus your level 10 Dragoon or level 10 or 10 skill point Dragoon skills? I think it'll all depend on like combos.
Yeah.
I'm just curious too, and a lot of this is speculation. And obviously, I hate speculation because we just don't know. But like basic 5 Iron Skin, it's like if you have to take a turn, do you get that extra, like let's say that there's a buff to your armor, your defense? Is that just for one turn? Like, because then that's a huge there's a lot of weight in that decision because you're trying to figure out if the other team is going to attack your let's say your front line or whatever, like because you only can cast it once and that for that turn and that's it. Like I don't know, speculation, but like
So apparently, I need to start treating Workhorse like I do Hubert and just periodically search his name in Discord to read all the things that he says.
yeah.
But I did just find a message from him that said active is 1 use per battle, no mana. Passive, some are permanently present, others trigger a limited number of times.
Got it. Okay.
Oh.
Awesome. That's really good. to
Some
know.
That
are
is useful.
permanently present, whatever I'm trying to say.
So there could be like bonus team armor, bonus team damage, and others like duelists that only trigger when it's 1v1 at the very end.
Back to Baby Punch's comment about having 2 abilities that are same. I did find Workhorse did mention, he's like, because somebody asked that question, he's like, because somebody asked, do you get a stronger form of that ability if you have it twice? And he's like, well, sort of. It's a little more nuanced than that, but they were talking about the super leader. He said super leader holds true in my mind, and that's basically all he said about it. So
What does
I don't know
that
if
mean?
I don't know if that means he's a super leader because you can cast it twice, or super leader because that ability gets magnified a little bit because you have 2.
Oh, leadership. So
Yeah,
he's
I
saying
thought it's an aura, and you just get it the 2x the impact.
Okay. Well, that would be good.
So, but
I hope that's the case. I hope it's a
Yeah,
compounding effect.
Yeah. That's true,
Or
because if it's an aura, then I can see how it's just magnified double. So that would make sense in that sense.
Or if it's like a trigger, like he said, maybe you have a couple instances of it. Maybe you
Uh-huh.
just double the instances.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're approaching an hour here. I'm feeling like absolute garbage. So unless
sound
everybody else
like
has
it,
something
just
else, let's
didn't
wrap it up.
Yeah, this was great.
Bolon, thank you so much for joining. I did want to do a giveaway. Should we do the same thing we did last time? So this was wild, Bolon. Last time we did a giveaway, it was just the same, like 26, 30 people. We said, all right, 0 through 1,000. Whoever's closest gets it. 2 guys picked 777, and that was the number. Or not, no, sorry, that was the closest number.
Yeah.
So I was gonna do a regular insight stone and 4 regular insight crystals.
4, nice.
So stone is what you use when you summon, and 4 insight crystals, these are what you use.
These are regular crystals, by the way. Yeah.
I love, by the way, guys, dark summoning is so awesome. Like, I love getting 2 like level 10 heroes. I dark summon with a greater stone, and then I smash every single level with a greater attunement crystal. Like, I have an archer. When I use the greater finesse crystal, he has a 102% chance on the primary roll and an 82% chance on the secondary dex roll. He's hitting +3 every single time, with the exception of 1 level up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy, man.
That guy's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
Yes, Sergeant McNasty. The answer is Aladdin.
And
Bolon,
you
do
wanna
you
explain
get
that
that? Do
joke
you
to
get
Bolon?
that joke from our
Aladdin.
previous?
I actually don't.
So Bloater Punch would do Disney trivia a lot. He's got young
Okay.
kids, and he's like, okay, I have this awesome quote. If you can tell me what movie it's from, and it would always be like the genie, this quote from the genie, and he did it 3 times in a row, and every single time,
literally 3 times. It was just comical. It's like, all right, I know I haven't done this one again. Repeats the exact same question, and we couldn't even contain it. It's funny.
All right, Baby Punch, you want to pull up like generate a number between 1 and 1,000? We'll just do the same thing.
Yep.
So starting, I'm seeing the last message is Andrew, who says love DS. Anything after that qualifies as like so anybody that posts a number, and if we see them post 2, which should be easy because there's only 34, if we see anybody post 2, you're disqualified. So go ahead, drop a number in, somewhere
Straight
between
up.
1 and 1,000. We'll give the insight stone and crystals to whoever is closest.
While we give them a minute to do that, I was going to throw out there and just mention for y'all that for everybody who loves degening into the theory crafting, which I'm all about, there will definitely be more insights coming. There'll be more to give. So don't think that you'll get left in the dark.
Is he just gonna like tease us with little bits here and there, like with different classes, or how is he gonna release this information? Oh, he loves to torture us. Yeah.
No comment. All I'll say is I had a call with Ian to talk about it today.
Oh, you did, dude? Tell us, man. Oh, gosh, that guy.
We're gonna find out.
All right.
All right. What are we doing? 1 through 1,000?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to share my screen so people don't think?
Let's give it.
Did you pick a number already?
Let's give it like 30 more seconds. 69, 420. Gosh.
Someone clearly did not read the memo.
69,420.
But I can respect that. He knows his odds are
Tosh.
low. He's just
It could have been 6,942.0 though. Like there,
man.
Tosh.
All right, we'll give it 30 more seconds.
Josh coming in knowing what's up.
All right, you got it?
Yep.
Did you already roll it? I'm going to pop your screen.
No, I haven't rolled it, so.
Okay.
All right.
1 through 1,000. All right, we got everyone's submitted answers.
5,
Okay.
4, 3.
I'm just going to hit it one time.
1.
Yeah, I'm going to need you guys' help. Scan the chat here.
138. That is the number.
8.
So let's see here.
229. I see is the closest. No,
I think 69 would be
I
close.
see
69 might be.
73. Somebody got 73 in as like the last guess.
There's a 100. I see a 100.
Oh, yep. Sure enough. I missed that one.
Who's got the 100?
AA free.
AA free.
I think
that's got to win, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's confirm that he only guessed one time, though.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I think that's it. AA free. Do you want to drop your? Actually, I'll see. Like, are you in the DeFi Kingdoms Discord? I'll just search for you.
Dude, do I need to send an ambulance to your house? You sound like you're dying.
Dude, My wife said I can't sleep in tonight because we like can't risk her getting sick.
Dude,
Just 'cause,
both
like,
parents
it's-
being sick is catastrophic.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
rampant in the house.
Not an
Or-
option.
Are you
Yeah.
married, Bolon?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter and I have a stepdaughter that they're 7 months apart.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be great in a few years.
Good stuff, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining, Bolon.
Buckle up. Buckle up.
I'm gonna be sleeping on the
How-
couch in a few years.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good luck.
You said they're how old?
Sam,
One of them just turned 11, and then the
Okay.
other one is still 10. But
Oh,
yeah,
geez, that's like
they're in the same grade.
one
so,
more year, maybe 2 more years, and you.
Dude, I'm not even sure I have 6 more months.
we have
Yeah.
a 9-year-old and she's a handful.
Yeah.
It's good luck, man. That's a lot of it's gonna be a lot of estrogen circulating at the same time every month for you.
Yep. Yep. It's gonna be excellent.
Salmon,
Awesome.
did you get that winner then?
I think I see him on Discord.
Okay. Just
AA
wanna make
free.
sure you
But
got-
did he drop his Discord?
He said he's in the Discord, but I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he's-
AA free. I see him. I'll
Okay.
message him straight from the DFK Discord. Thank you, Bolon. Thanks,
win,
Baby
man.
Punch,
Yeah.
Corey.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Bolon.
Sorry, I
Yep.
sound like just a train wreck. So
It's
we'll
all
get over
good.
this.
You're all good.
It's all good.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate everyone coming out.